It's been a minute. I feel a little rusty, so let's see how today's news that I want to bring to you, how it's going to go. I was hoping Mimi was going to be here with me. She was very active just a minute ago because I got a lot of questions if she's still around. She is my sweet little cancer warrior. She's doing quite well. Knock on all the woods. Keep us in your thoughts. And I would have loved for you to see her, but she is around. Today, I wanted to change things around a little bit, and I decided that I don't want to flood you with a million pieces of news like I've done in the past. I just have three things that I want to share. One is a study from Twitter that's actually really that sheds a lot of light on how people think online right now that may help you make better marketing decisions. And then some news from Instagram, because why not? They have something new happening every week, and particularly in their battle with TikTok, they constantly switch things, and we're going to talk about it today as well. And then we partner with SocialInsider.io once again to do a study on links in when we say links in bio within the copy of Instagram posts, what happens? There's a lot of rumors out there. So we wanted to see what the data tells us. We've done two more of those studies that you can find on our website. One about putting links in the comments on LinkedIn posts, and then one similar for Facebook. So you can find those on our websites if you're curious. But let's start with the Instagram news. So Instagram, I want to show you, is testing a new feature for creators only where they can have paid subscribers and do live streams and stories for subscribers only, for people who pay them. There's going to be a purple button there that you can see next to comments. This might be too small for you to see, but people can subscribe that way and get exclusive content. This formula is not new. If you're familiar with Patreon, a lot of YouTubers used to use Patreon as a way to raise funds, and in exchange they would give exclusive content to their subscribers. But in their battle with TikTok, trying to pull more of the content creators from TikTok to Instagram is testing this feature. I would be curious to know, would you pay to subscribe to somebody? Do you love a creator on Instagram that much that you would pay to subscribe to their live feeds? Who is that person? Drop their name or their Instagram handle in the comments below. I'd love to check this out. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but I can think of some that other people would subscribe to, like Joe Rogan, although you can pretty much get his stuff for free on Spotify and YouTube, but I could see people subscribing to him, and I'm sure other celebrities. All right, moving on. I'm very excited to share the results of this Twitter study. Twitter and Partners, actually a series of studies, and you can find them on their blog at business.twitter.com. And there's not a lot of surprising things there in terms of the 2021 trends that they're sharing. And they're sharing these trends that can inform our marketing for 2022. Not that many surprises. So, we've seen the crypto craze. We've seen a lot of conversation rising in conversations about mental health, metaverse and sports. This is something that may not be obvious to many people, but there's an intersection there. And since Facebook has changed its name to Meta, more people have been curious about what that means. Then Microsoft just recently announced purchasing Blizzard Entertainment, the maker of mega hit video games. That's also a move toward, immersing us all into a digital world. So it's not a surprise that that's been trending. What else did we see there? Oh, a lot of melancholia. Pinterest in their trends report also reported that there's been a lot of throwback. People thinking back to their childhoods and teenage years. A lot of music from the 90s making comeback. And then sweets. Sweets dominated a food trend, or it's been rising in food trends, particularly chocolate. And I think I tied that in with our need for comfort that we've been feeling in 2021, or since the beginning of the year of COVID. We're in the second year of COVID, I guess. So those were pretty easy to guess. couple that I want to talk about is the rise in body hygiene routines. You may not be aware of this, but there is a no poo trend. And there's a lot of different hashtags and movements that fall under that. But no poo comes from no shampoo. A 30-day challenge to go without shampoo. A 30-day challenge to go without deodorant. And I suppose working from home so much, staying at home so much allows us to experiment what it's going to be like to go without shampoo or deodorant for 30 days. But people are having a lot of interesting conversations around these. And as a brand, you may want to consider, is there a tie-in with the 30-day movement that you can make with your products? And it doesn't have to fit into the no poo movement. It's just this idea that people are really interested in building new routines. And there's the concept that it takes 30 days to build a new routine. So do you have something that you could tie in into a challenge where you could do help people build a 30-day routine? A routine that they are interested in, not one that you think they should be interested in. And that leads me to the big trend that I wanted to talk about. So there was over 3,000% increase in 3 trends: digital ethics, cyber individuality, and the metaverse. Digital ethics, cyber individuality, and the metaverse. And the reason why I want to highlight this is because it ties in with a concept that's been very hard for me to explain or to quantify. It's not quantifiable. It's this movement for people to define their own universe, their own digital space. And there's a lot of questions that we have all asked ourselves. Do I want to be on Facebook anymore? Do I want to be on Instagram? Under which conditions? Do I want to try TikTok? How is my data being used? But also other ethics questions such as AI and machine learning, and a lot of the new technologies that we are talking about, ethics and NFTs. So people are really thinking about these big concepts and about their relationship to the digital world, to the tech world. Who am I in this relationship? And where can I exert control? And fundamentally, what people want online is to create their own experiences, their own spaces. They want to be in control. I want my Instagram feed to be what I want it to be. I wanted to feed my soul. I wanted to teach me new things, whatever it means to that individual, whatever they value. And brands are still sort of, in many cases, losing sight of the fact that people want to be in control. For brands, it's very hard to relinquish control. And we even have to think, what does that mean as a brand? Well, it means collaboration. It means sliding into people's DMs and asking them what they think, what they want, paying attention to trends, instead of spending hours overthinking one post. Spend a lot of that time having conversations with people, inviting them to give you ideas, inviting them to give you feedback, inviting them to collaborate with you. We're obsessed with influencers and collaborations with influencers. How about your mega fans? They may not have a huge social network, but they may be able to create for you some really interesting content that you can use that would feel more authentic and closer to your audience's hearts. So I'd love from this Twitter report, I want to read you a quote because I think it summarizes really well what I've been having a hard time finding the words for. And this is what it says: powerful technology that was once only accessible to the largest enterprises. Now that technology and that power is in the hands of consumers. The barriers to connection, creation, and community have fallen, and brands are no longer gatekeepers, but collaborators. In 2022 and beyond, every company is a tech company, and every customer is the author of their own unique digital life. I'm going to read this to you again. In 22 and beyond, every company is a tech company, and every customer is the author of their unique digital life. So this is the year where you really want to spend time to figure out, what do your customers want? What is that digital life, that unique digital life that they want to create for themselves? And what part can you play in helping them create that digital life? That's going to be the key to your marketing. And I feel like I've been preaching, but I feel like I'm going to do it again, over and over again, until it sinks in. But I'm going to move on to the final thing I want to cover with you today, is the results of our study. So we looked at over 79 million Instagram posts, feed posts, not reels or stories, from over 92,000 Instagram accounts, brands. And what we learned is that the hypothesis here was that if you put in the copy of your post, link in bio, so directing people to your bio to click over and read the content, that if we put that, the algorithms will penalize you and your post won't be seen by as many people. We did a similar test with Facebook and LinkedIn. So here's what we found out, that posts that don't include the phrase slightly outperform Instagram posts with that phrase. But as always, we took it a step further, and we wanted to see a few other things. It turns out that only about 32% of the brands placed that statement in their Instagram captions. And the most performing type of content on Instagram is a carousel. In terms of engagement rate, it appears that carousel posts get the most engagement. So you'll find that study on our website, and I will share more about it. And I'd love to have more of a conversation with you. Have you seen that same thing when you put link in bio? I'd love to know if you've seen that same trend. Do you feel like you've been penalized, or it doesn't seem to matter? Or even if there's a penalty there, it's still worth putting that in there because you are getting click-throughs. So let me know. Let me know in the comments. And let me know what else you want to hear, what else you want me to cover. There's been a lot of fun stuff that's been coming out of Pinterest reports and even Snapchat. Really interesting stuff. If I have time next week, I can go into that in more detail. But I'm interested in knowing what you think, and how do you design your online universe? What is important to you? So let me know in the comments, or send me a message on Instagram at Monamica, or you can find me on LinkedIn, pretty much on any social network. If you go Monamica, I will be there, except TikTok. But that's another story for another time. And I will see you back here next week.